14 podcast, and we are 2 days removed from a hashtag T in Toronto Blue Jays land. Ross Atkins loves the 10th day of the month. That's back-to-back December 10th, January 10th. He's made moves. How are you feeling post Jeff Hoffman signing, Avery?
Good. I have no problems with it. Not a single problem at all. And I sent this to our group, but every Shatkins person in the world, they moved away from Ross Atkins not doing anything, and they immediately went to Jeff Hoffman's shoulders going to blow up.
Yeah.
The flagged physical. And now they just find a way to make me just
miserable.
Yeah, just a little mad. I don't get mad at a lot of things. Those people are still getting to me, but the flagged physical, like we can just do that talk right now.
Yeah, it's
the
like,
fact that they still offered him a contract offer. They still offered him a contract
Avery,
after.
The physical could not be that bad if the Orioles still offered the motherfucker a contract.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real here.
I think the same people who were mad that they didn't offer Jordan Romano can't be mad that they gave Jeff Hoffman the deal. It's kind of the same thing.
I guarantee you, Avery, there is a correlation. There is a correlation between typical Shatkins letting Romano walk, a homegrown talent, as well as why did we just sign Jeff Hoffman?
Yeah.
It's so pathetic. We can't even, the Jays, and this is my thing, Avery. The Jays just signed a top 10 reliever in the entire sport in the last 2 seasons, and we can't even enjoy it because the Shatkins clan has resorted to this failed physical in which he still got a contract offer from the team that he had the fake physical for. When Jeff Hoffman is good next year, I want a written apology from all the miserable losers in our comment section that talk about Jeff Hoffman's shoulder like it is Avery Chenier's shoulder. Okay? I want a written apology. That's where I'm at with that.
Yes, that's exactly the same thing. My first thought, and I never got an answer. I did a little scrolling today while I was just kind of sitting on the couch watching football. I tried to figure out if the O's were trying to sign him as a starter or not. And that's why they had some concern, maybe longevity-wise. I was just kind of in my own head as to why things didn't go that way. They still offered him the contract. Then we get him right after. So I thought maybe, because if you look at their rotation, they need all the fucking help they can get.
I mean, their rotation's bad.
Yeah, and like they'll have Felix Bautista coming back this year, right?
Yeah.
So they're in a better spot in their pen. Do still need some help. They have some other guys who are free agents. So I thought maybe they were trying to sign him to be a starter. And so they didn't think the shoulder was going to take the load of 170 innings. I mean, obviously it would be a fucking great year for Jeff Hoffman if he threw 170 innings as a starter in his first year, doing that since 2021, since he was a starter, maybe. I don't know why. Yeah, he's been a starter. He's been able to go deep, throw innings. So
I just think he's a better reliever. Like, just
for sure. Don't mess with. He's tried to be the starter and he wasn't good as a starter.
Yeah,
and he's turned in
because he would do spot starts for the Phillies last year, right? Like he would do like a little bit of opener kind of spot start area.
Oh,
I swear he started a couple games last year.
Maybe he would start the game, but I don't know. I thought he pitched in like 68 games and he threw 65 innings or something.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He did not start a game. Yeah, he threw 66 innings, 68 appearances.
Okay. Listen, man, I'm excited for the signing. How can you not be, man? The dude's a top 10 arm out of the pen. And the another thing that's aggravating me is the people saying they need a bat. Motherfucker. The people saying the Toronto Blue Jays need a bat after the Jeff Hoffman signing, no shit. But the Toronto Blue Jays last year had statistically the worst bullpen in baseball. The worst bullpen in baseball. Negative WAR last year. So when you can bring one of the best bullpen arms to your baseball team, your team gets significantly better just off of that. Do they need a bat? Duh. It's still 6 weeks till spring training. No shit.
Yeah.
Can we relax and wait until spring training until we go, okay, Jeff Hoffman and maybe a Santander? I mean, this is not a bad offseason. Jimenez, like, it's just the people that think moves happen one at a time. It's like, you don't think they're trying to get a bat right now? It's already came out. They have an offer to Santander.
Yeah.
Like, Of course they need a bat, but the bullpen was so bad last year. You had to address it. Plain and simple. It was the worst.
Yeah, it's kind of get up to that spending point they were talking about with how much money they wanted to give out
Yeah.
this year, and they're on the brink of that as of this point, I think. So interesting to see how that will go as well. And that's why we continue to tell the people just wait till we start spring training and see what the team is like. You can freak out if nothing's happened when the team finally meets, when we have people doing team activities together at the player development complex in Dunedin. Just wait. Just we got to be patient. Baseball's been around for a billion years. Just know what the team is like on
It's
opening
just,
day.
yeah, like again, if you want to criticize the front office at spring training, if they don't get another bat, have at it. But I'm at the point right now where it's like, let's just wait. I mean, Ross Atkins, like, did we even hear anything about the Blue Jays with Jeff Hoffman, Avery? Like,
No,
that's the Jays. You know what's crazy about this offseason about the Jays front offices? They are in on every single free agent, and they end up signing the free agent that there was no word they're in on. Isn't that
yes,
kind of crazy? And you know who broke the news? The goddamn team broke the news. Like, they
yes.
didn't even let any reporters pass in. No one. No one broke it. The Blue Jays did. It just goes to show you, man, Ross Atkins keeps shit tight knit, really tight knit.
Yeah, so maybe he was throwing shots out there for the first time to try and get some deals off on some guys, but that hasn't worked out. Obviously, it was funny that the team just breaks the news.
Yeah.
We're all in on everyone else to get the scoops. It was Morosi though who did the an hour before they signed him, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But you also knew.
Yeah. I knew a couple hours before. I won't say how, but
It's pretty
kind of
obvious how
I
you.
kind of knew how it was going to happen. But yeah. Like I said, I love the signing. Now give me Anthony Santander and Avery. I kind of the Santander thing. Are we thinking maybe we have a Corbin Burns situation? He doesn't want to take our money,
No, his thing's always been he wants another year and more money.
but the Jays are giving him the most amount of term. I thought.
That's why he doesn't want. He's hoping someone gives him what he wants. It's the Jays have the best offer from everything we've heard.
Yeah.
It's like if he doesn't get another offer, I think he signs with the Toronto Blue Jays. And from everything that's
The
come out,
clock's ticking, Anthony.
yeah. So
The
he's
clock's
just
ticking.
he wants more money. That's everything he said. Because the Jays get what 4 9 by 90,
Yeah.
and I think he wanted more money.
Yeah.
So that's yeah. It's not a he won't take the money. It's he's not getting what he thinks he wants.
Fair. Fair.
And yeah, so
Keep
hopefully
that
no.
girl to the side until you get the rocket. That's fair. I
Yeah, it's just
respect
the
it.
auction. He's yeah. Don't let your wife stop you from finding your wife.
Yeah.
Is
Don't
what
let your
Anthony.
girlfriend stop you from finding your wife.
Yes, sorry, my apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Santander's doing
Yeah.
right
And
now.
you know what, Anthony, I respect it. Like, listen, you can come here when you're ready, when you're done fucking around, like banging girls and exploring the world. He's traveling, it looks like, every goddamn week. I mean, he is spending money like it's nobody's business. Like
He's pre-spending is
he's
awesome.
pre-spending, which I respect. Like he's like, listen, if I really unload the clip on this bank account here, I got 90 million waiting for
Yeah,
me.
then I have to clock in and get to work when February hits.
Yeah. But I know I just like it's a weird off season because we talked to ourselves. I remember I said at the start of this off season, I don't want Anthony Santander. It's going to be an overpay. But now it's like, fuck it. Let's just get a bat, you know?
Four by 90, I don't feel like is an over.
It's not an overpay, you know? I thought it was going to be in the 100 something range originally,
Yes.
which is like why I was saying like that's a lot of money for a guy who's coming off a career year. But 4 by 90 is not that really crazy, to be honest, for a switch hitting guy that launches balls.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And
Some of
so
the Santander stats from last season are hilarious. I think he hit 10 home runs, 9 home runs on balls that were out of the strike zone.
really, I think he led baseball with that.
He did lead baseball in it. I don't know if I have the number totally correct.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I do. But that's just fun to watch. We're gonna see him swing at everything, but it's pretty good. Like he doesn't have a crazy chase rate.
Yeah.
It's like almost an anomaly the way you look at his numbers and some of the stuff he did. It's
I'm all
fascinating.
in.
Yeah, just get him here, man. I'm
I'm
excited.
all
I think people are gonna. I think it's so. As soon as they did Jeff Hoffman and they didn't want to make him a starter, my words were, I feel better about Quintana as the fifth guy, fifth
Okay.
option.
Can you
if they
talk
wanna
yourself
do-
into Quintana? Is that where you're at with it? Because I know some people are kind of hesitant with Jose Quintana.
I know we kind of just have that type of pitcher. It feels like all the guys. Um, It's the Barrios, Bassett, and I would put Quintana in there too.
Like the hard contact guys?
Yeah, exactly. I think he does a good job of limiting it. It's just no looking at stats. I feel like we just have a lot of guys who don't throw super hard, and they're try and get some ground
Well,
balls.
Barrios runs it up a little bit. He
He
gets some
can
98s.
for sure, and he
Yeah.
gets massacred across the park, and that's just what we do. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna give up some hard contact. But yeah,
Because yeah, like how good Barrios was last year, Avery. You kind of forget how hard he truly gets hit around. Like when you're watching games or whatever, it's like 102 off the bat, like right to the warning track.
no,
Every
it's not when you are right about those numbers. It's when you go into the a little more advanced stuff because they won't bring it up on screen. It'll just be a rocket to George Springer that he catches on the fly
yeah,
in the first inning, and the guy's pissed after he's out, and they're changing. They're about to take the field on defense. It's like,
yeah,
oh, how the I just smoked that one. Nothing we can do.
yeah. You don't really pay attention to it because
No.
the ball goes into left field, and Sportsnet doesn't have the camera to show the left corner. We did
Oh,
talk. That's not talked about enough, Avery. By the way, how Sportsnet, the left field camera, they still haven't figured that out. Do you think they figure that out this year?
no, I
Because it
don't
was
think
hilarious watching the broadcast and being like, where the fuck's that ball? Is that ball like in play?
it's so I'd always go, not always. I did it one time where I went to see what balls down the left field line at Fenway looked like, just so they could kind of do the same thing. And or someone else's broadcast had it in Toronto. I was like, oh, that's a way better view than we have showing
Yeah.
it down the left field line. I really hope they figure that out soon
Would be a
because
tough one. Would be a tough one to
I would
still not
love to
figure out.
see Arelvis lead the league in doubles all down the left field line. I would
You're
like to be.
you're really a Elvis pilled, huh?
Yeah, I know. I
You're
am.
really a Elvis
It's
pilled.
just like the type. It's the type of prospect that you want to hit. Someone who's going to hit home runs. It's what we've been begging for.
Yeah,
And
I
I
don't
think
remember. Was he launching home runs in spring training last year?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't remember him being like a world beater in
I know, but
spring
when you
training.
beat up on, even if it is AAA, you beat up
Yeah,
on pitching like that. I'm excited. I want him to be able to make more contact and be in every day in the lineup.
but he
Who
could be
knows
our
where?
own little Santander.
Exactly. That's what we're begging for when we talk about how bad the farm system is. Just hitting on one of those guys would be so nice
Yeah, and
because he's so different than the Wagner, Roden,
yeah,
Horwitz types. Like
different
it's
profile.
totally different, and I think it's a fun profile if you can do it at the big league
And
level.
it's a profile this team really needs, to be honest with you. It's like they don't really have that. Like they don't like. I guess Vladdy, but Vladdy hits for average as well. Vladdy's just a specimen, man.
Yes,
Holy shit.
yeah, Vladdy's fantastic
Yeah, he is
at
just.
what he
He'll
does.
hit like 330, but also hit like 35. It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. Um, let's go into some other news. I'm sick. Very sick. This is my flu game, but Gate 14 broke the Ernie Clement news. Avery kind of spawned that. I wasn't even really thinking about that. Avery goes, texts Ernie in our group chat and goes, would be a shame. What do you say? Something like, it would be a shame if Gate 14 was the one to break the.
Yeah, I think I said I would love for Gate 14 to break your number.
Yes. And that we did, Derek. That we did. And shout out to our fucking king, our guy, Ben Nicholson Smith, the GOAT, Daddy, as the kids call him. I'm all in on BNS. I'm a BNS bitch. I'm a BNS slut. I'm all in on BNS. So thank you, BNS. And Thomas Hall, we got some. Let's come here for a second. Thomas Hall going on Twitter and saying, waiting to confirm with my source. Brother, the guy who gave it to us was the player who signed the fucking arbitration deal. The number. Like he's going, waiting to confirm. I was like, come on, dude.
Yeah, so
Now
this
it's
is
just
how
a stick that I'm going to have to use against them for every signing the Jays make. I'm going to have to put it under the thing like, did Thomas Hall confirm? Did his source confirm?
so
And
this
I don't
this
want
is
to
how
do
the
that.
this is how the text chain went. Also, our text group with an insane text group, by the way. Davis, Ernie, Alto, Curtis, me, and you.
Yeah.
You said good luck in ARB today. Um, and that was the start for it. I was like, would love to break your dollar amount on
Yes.
Gate 14. Said it would be his pleasure. I'll let you know as soon as he texted us his number. I would have liked if he gave us the 1.975. He wasn't.
No, no, we're not on their business.
He goes, 1:01 p.m. 1.97. Go, go, go. That's what he texted us. That was so sick.
And that's why we ride or die for Ernie. Congratulations on the Bills. And BNS, I don't know if you're listening to this. You probably don't because you're too locked in. I love you, Daddy. I'm a BNS slut. And I got a nice DM actually from another insider, Robert Murray, a couple days ago. He tweets, Johnny, just want to let you know, like, I see your endless support of me, and I hope you have some good Johnny time this weekend. So Robert Murray, just the rider. You love to see
The
it.
best part about Robert Murray is I don't know if no one will know this, but him and Dr. Internet talk
all the time.
an insane amount.
Yeah.
And so, and he always says, hope you have some aggression 5 time.
Yeah.
So very, very funny. And a friend of Doc is a friend of ours.
Yes, exactly.
So that is beautiful. Robert Murray, we'll ride. It would be nice. Maybe we'll have Robert Murray on the show.
Yeah, he said he'll come down to Toronto and celebrate the World Series with me. So he's a rider. But so let's go into some of the ARB numbers. The Jays, essentially, a lot of the numbers were met. Some were less than expected, right? The Jays saved like $250K.
Based on trade rumors, projections,
yeah,
I think.
Based off of projections.
Yeah.
Vlad gets less than expected, which is expected, obviously, when you're going into a contract year, I believe, right, Dave?
Not sure. Never even thought or heard.
Well, anyways, Vlad gets less than expected, and the Atkins clan on Twitter are in shambles because they wanted that to go to ARB so bad. They wanted that to go to ARB so bad, dude. They were begging for that to go to ARB, and it didn't.
Ken Reed was going to tweet so hard if they went to ARB with Vladdy.
Ken Reed had so many in the chamber if they went to ARB, but they didn't. So shout out to Raw, shout out to Vladdy. 28.6, I believe, the third highest ARB number in the history of the game. Is that good? Behind Ohtani and Soto.
That's who it was, the other two?
Yeah. Pretty good company. Yeah. Pretty good company.
Well, that's gonna kind of tell you what his contract's gonna be too.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be up there with those guys.
I'm just trying to think like other first basemen that have been paid a significant amount of money. I know Chris Davis is one of them, right?
Prince Fielder
aged like milk.
Yeah, he had the neck injury, right?
Albert Pujols was a long contract.
Yep.
I don't know if that would Angels fans say that was a good one. I'm not really sure.
Well, they didn't fucking win anything.
Yeah, so again, there's a lot of contracts out there that prove that it could be a bad one, right? Like,
but they weren't. Prince Fielder was the only one that was kind of young.
Yes,
or like Vladdy's, and Albert Pujols was multiple years older than his age said. I thought that was.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think there was a story about
Albert Pujols lied about his age. That's a real thing. Allegedly.
I'm almost positive it was Albert Pujols too.
Maybe someone in the comments can let us know.
Yeah, they were like, there was a pitcher who was in the big leagues, Dominican guy, who was like, yeah, Albert and I grew up. We were like the same age, and they were 3 years difference on what they're doing. So yeah, pretty fun.
I love that.
That's one of the fun, like crazier things in baseball.
Just openly. I mean, you can't really test it. Like, is there like a, again, I'm not a science
No,
guy.
They try very, very hard to make sure they know their ages for the Dominican.
But is there a way to check? Like, can you like blood or?
Oh, that's a great. I'm not a doctor. I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really not sure.
Because who was it? There's a Jays prospect they were supposed to sign last year, and they didn't end up signing him. He's going to sign in this cycle, and they said the reason he didn't sign because his parents made an error on something.
Is it possible someone can lie about being older? Have we thought about that? Maybe Albert Pujols was.
He wanted to pay taxes faster.
Yes,
he wanted to hit the workforce.
I want to maximize how much I pay in taxes in my life. But yeah, that is funny. But yeah, it's a weird discussion to be had. I think the ball is most definitely clearly in Vladdy's court. No shit.
Oh, he is.
He's sitting pretty.
He has Ross on a string.
Oh yeah, he is playing Ross like a fucking fiddle, brother.
But he hasn't balked at it yet, Ross. At this point, everything he said has been pretty stoic and pretty Ross-like every time they come out on Vladdy. So,
well, there's a new report, and I want to talk about this with the Santander stuff. that they're willing to take deals with opt-outs. Scott Boras came out with this saying like they're willing to take deals with opt-out, like Flaherty and um, Santander. Would you like again if the Jays offered more with opt-outs? How does that not make sense, right?
Yeah, for sure. You want to make this year as good as possible.
Yeah,
But the only pushback I'd probably have on that is, do they think they're building for the future if Santander can walk after two? And that's maybe what the pushback would be. But I'd be fine with that too. We did the Flaherty talk like 3 weeks ago on this show, and I said I would love to be the bridge deal to his next big contract
yes,
for Jack Flaherty.
yeah. He
I
could
want
be
in
like
on I want in on 1 year, Jack Flaherty. And hey, if it works out, do it
having
again.
Flaherty as your 4 or 5 guy is insane.
Yeah,
Like
just win him a Cy Young. Do the Robbie Ray
Robbie
thing.
Ray, and now Robbie Ray's a fucking janitor.
I
I don't
know
know
that.
what that guy's doing. To be honest, dude, I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's the Flaherty thing's interesting because I wouldn't be mad. I think the Jays need another starter. I think Yariel would stuff plays. He would rock in the pen. I wouldn't hate Yariel as the long relief guy.
Kevin Gosman told us he thinks he has the nastiest stuff on the team.
Yeah, he did say that.
And
But
just
yeah, it's
find a way.
a listen. It's you can get creative. Let's hashtag get creative with this pitching staff.
Yeah,
And I
actually,
I
like,
don't think Jake Bloss starts a game in the major leagues next year.
I think he gets 2 starts.
You think so? I think he was rushed in the Houston Astros system because they're in win now mode. You know
Their prospect pool isn't great. That was
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a ton of pitching injuries last year too. I think Bloss, you want him, yeah, like hey, we're gonna get you through the minors, and then if an injury happens, he's one of the first
Yeah.
guys
Get
up.
your feet wet.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't rush him again. Just say, hey, we're going to Buffalo to start. We're
Yeah.
probably gonna get you through Buffalo most of the season, and then we'll see what happens. Like this team, we could get Alek Manoah back in some fashion. Kind of, we could do the Hyunjin Ryu thing from a couple years ago, where we just needed him to kind of be a stopper. They were bleeding a little bit through the rotation. And then Alek Manoah can be that guy, I think, this season if he
Yeah.
gets to the end of the year.
I think we're really forgetting Alek Manoah and how good he was last year before his injury. Like he was pretty
He figured,
serviceable.
yeah, he figured it out.
Yeah. He figured it out. I mean, will Alek Manoah ever get back to like the most ridiculous I've ever seen a guy for his second year in the big leagues? I'm not sure. But somewhere in the middle, you can kind of do that, to be honest. And Avery, I wanted you to talk about this. So you saw the Zips projections. What does Zips have the Toronto Blue Jays at projected wins?
Oh, they were like, the guy came out like 85 win.
85 wins?
Yeah, if you just like added it up, he said it was 85 win team. I bet the Toronto Blue Jays over win total before the Jeff Hoffman deal. I didn't put a significant
Do you think it
investment.
went up?
No, it didn't move. I checked. I thought I was going to be smart, and
Really?
it would go up like a win the next day. I
Yeah.
put $75 on their win total. I hate futures because I'm not patient when it comes to that, so I don't want to put a lot of money into it. But
Yeah.
I think it's like one of the worst lines of the season. I know I'm a Blue Jays fan, but there's just everyone and their mother is down on this team because they didn't sign Juan Soto. How is that the reason they're not going to win baseball
And
games?
Avery, I'm going to back you up on that.
Yeah.
They had statistically the worst bullpen in baseball last year. You got to think there's going to be some positive regression, right? Like you got to think there's going to be some players taking steps forward. Swanee looked great at the end of the year. Burr looked good.
Yeah.
Jeff Hoffman in the pen, bringing back Yimi Garcia, who was awesome for this team last year. And you got a full year of Bo Bichette in a contract season, who I think is going to be an absolute dog. You have Vladdy, who was insane last year, finally going to be playing back with Bo, both on contract years. They're both going to go off. I think comfortably this team can win 85 games. I really do. Is that a playoff team? Not sure. But the line that they set it at for this season, that's what is it, 74 and a half, you said?
76 and a half.
76 and a half is just straight disrespect in my mind.
They basically should have won that last year.
And they were ass last year.
Yeah.
Ass.
Yeah, they were awful. What was it? I always forget if it's 74 or 72 wins last season.
72.
I think, yeah, like there's fixing the bullpen gets you 5 more wins. How they were a negative WAR bullpen. I don't think that's going to happen
Like,
again.
how is that even? Again, that's like another aggravating thing with the people online, man. It's like Why are people chirping the Jeff Hoffman signing when the Jays had the worst bullpen? Like your team doesn't get worse signing Jeff Hoffman.
No, it does not. Your bullpen certainly doesn't get worse
Yeah.
by signing Jeff Hoffman. So I feel in a good spot, man.
Who's the
No,
backup catcher next year?
74 wins they had last season.
Who's the backup catcher?
As of right now, it's Tyler Heineman, unfortunately.
It's a sad day, and no disrespect, when your backup catcher, the only thing he's good at is magic.
And coming on this show
and
before it
being the
was
first ever guest on the show. No disrespect, but like,
it's not his fault.
it's not his fault. He's a great guy, salt of the earth guy. But like, goddamn, like, can we get a backup catcher? Like last year, we took that tandem for granted. Like Jano and Kirk, that's a great tandem behind the plate.
Oh yeah, it always has been.
Yeah.
I think is Grandal still a free agent?
Oh my God, Yasmani. I hate to say it, but at this point, I'd rather fucking Heineman.
No, you wouldn't want.
Would you rather Heineman or Grandal? Gun to your head.
Grandal.
What were his numbers last year?
He had half a win,
Oh my God.
an OPS plus of 95, and I'm pretty sure he was a fantastic framer.
Okay. Fuck it. Let's sign Yasmani.
Yeah, he was really bad at one of the catching things, but he was really good at one of the other ones.
It's fair.
Let me find out. I'm here on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a good framer, but an awful thrower. And Kirk, we forget, fucking found a way to throw out a ton of
Kirk
people.
is him.
Yeah. You hate watching him play, but at the
I hate watching him play, but taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture, he rocks.
Okay.
Terrible base runner, the king of double plays, but god damn it, does the numbers fly off the charts when you're talking about Alejandro Kirk. Fly off the charts.
I would love to have Yasmani Grandal as the backup catcher. I'm all in, man. He's gonna have the same OBP as Santander. Not great.
God damn it.
Not great at all. Yeah, he can crush off-speed pitches, fastballs. He was pretty good. Yeah, he did hit 228, but whatever, man. Get me Yasmani Grandal.
What's the next move you need that you think could turn them into a playoff team?
It's Santander, Bregman, probably. I think that's it.
Which one do you prefer?
I want Santander because I want to see home runs,
Yes.
but I think Alex Bregman could make it. It's probably going to be better for next season, like just overall how you can impact the team, the way he plays defense. So, I'm in that spot. I'd rather Santander, but I think Bregman will be more valuable to a team next year.
Bregman rocks, man. He's so good.
He is good. He's awesome. But again, then you just get a 5 guy. You try and pay Quintana like will 12 million get it done? Charlie Morton got 50. Actually, 15 probably gets it done because Morton was 15, and I would just kind of put them in the same class based on age. I know he's younger than Morton, but kind of in the same spot. I would just give Quintana like 15 for a year, and that puts them in an awesome spot. And like we can talk about some guys taking leaps. We had a little Joey Loperfido swing update for the people. So your guys at BPC, that's the facility they were at. They do some good content stuff as well.
Yeah, really good.
And so they started posting his swings of like a strike zone coverage drill they were doing, trying to give balls up in the zone for him. And I noticed right away, I was like, his hands are in a completely different spot than they were.
He changed a lot of things, he said.
Yeah. So
he changed a lot of things.
Are you feeling confident in the Joey Loperfido league?
Listen, how can you not buy in a Joey Loperfido? This is a guy who hit a fuck ton of home runs in AAA, kind of like the same type of profile as like a Elvis Martinez. Decent amount of strikeouts, but he's going to hit a shit ton of home runs. So how that came to light, Avery DM'd him on Gate 14 about his swing, and I get a random text out of the blue from Loperfido, like a picture of the changes in his swing. And he starts like texting me like the differences he's made and all that type of stuff. So I'm buying into Loperfido. Is he going to probably be the starter over Lucas on opening day? I'm kind of hoping so because the projectability is higher for Loperfido. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the spring training he has. to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
you
I
want to
think
see how these changes when he gets
because
outside
if
for a
he
little bit.
sets the world on fire in spring training, like, fuck, man. I mean, I'm in. Let's
Yep,
go.
yep, that would rock. I mean, he's just got when you talk about NHL players, they look like NHL play. He looks like he should play in the NHL.
Yes.
Like it's the same way, super projectable. Maybe you don't want him to do it. Maybe he could do some backup at first base. Played 2 games there last
No
season
way.
as well. But again, he's a guy who can, if he goes 2020 this year, I think we'd be thrilled as to what Joey
Even
Loperfido is.
15-15.
I think he can steal 20 bases pretty easily.
Really.
I think he
It's
can
going to
do it
depend on his workload, though, how many reps he gets, right?
100%. He
That's
just
the
was,
biggest thing.
he wasn't on base in the big leagues to steal bases. That was his problem.
Yeah.
He, he had an
Just a
OVP.
weird year, though, for him, to be honest. We talked about it with him. First ever time being traded, gets thrown into the mix in the big leagues in a team that's trying to get guys reps. It was a weird thing, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Joey Loperfido does next year. And
Yeah.
to be honest, like you talked about this as well, a lot of people have written off Davis Schneider. Why not? Why
Yeah.
not Davis Schneider go off next year? Take a
Yeah.
little leap.
Lefty masher, Davis
Yeah.
Schneider, we can hope for as well. Yeah. So many people are down on this team, and we do like gambling stuff for work where it's like no one wants to be in on this team. It's just public perception has taken over and everyone's down on them. That's when you want to buy low on something happening. They're not World Series favorites by any mean. The roster isn't insane like the Los Angeles Dodgers is going to be,
Yes.
but there's some still good pieces in here that
I'm
can.
going to go on a limb and say this team doesn't win the World Series next year.
I'm not ready to say that yet.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that. But
I'm not.
speaking about the Dodgers, a fake reporter today tweeted, a couple days ago, tweeted, hold tight in terms of Roki Sasaki, but won't tweet that Roki Sasaki was in Toronto, even though he's hinting that Roki Sasaki was in Toronto. And I just want to talk about this. This is what pisses me off. Like, if you are a reporter and you know that Roki Sasaki was allegedly in Toronto, why not tweet it instead of tweeting little clickbait winks and hints at things? Like, why not just fucking tweet what actually happened instead of being like a clickbait account?
Yeah,
I don't get it. It's like he was talking to me we're going back and forth on Twitter. He's like, thank God you're not a reporter. Yeah, but I've broken more Blue Jays news than you, and you know stuff clearly, but you're not tweeting it. You're just tweeting these little clickbait bullshits. Like, just don't tweet anything at all, or fucking tweet what's happening. And he's saying Roki Sasaki was in Toronto. I doubt it, Avery.
You doubt it?
I highly doubt it.
Why?
You don't think one reporter would have known that?
The Sasaki stuff they've asked to keep tight.
But you don't. They've reported that he's been to the Padres facility, Dodgers.
Yeah, they had the 5-team list that came out, and then there was another team that they think is the Jays. But no, I've heard some weird stuff on Sasaki, as in he doesn't want anyone leaking stuff from his camp. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why maybe he's going to be the reason why he doesn't sign here, because he's leaking
Blame
it.
Scott Mitchell.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that Roki Sasaki came to Toronto in goddamn January, I'll tell you, January is probably not the month to sell you to play here, to be honest with you. Coming down here in January, when he went to San Diego, then coming to here, I'll go out on a limb and say that San Diego is a little bit nicer in January than here.
At this time of year, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I'd probably put San Diego and LA little ahead.
A couple spots ahead for sure.
Yeah.
A couple spots ahead.
But I saw the John Boy thing. Obviously, didn't watch any of it, but they're like, if he doesn't go to the Dodgers, maybe he'll come to the Yankees.
Oh my God.
And that pissed me off. Obviously,
The Yankees are in this hypothetical situation. We'll see what happens, man. I'm praying on their downfall, obviously.
I know. I went through the rabbit hole. A couple people were tweeting. I'd like to do some more talk on that. That the reason the Dodgers have such a good ranked farm system, because it's about this catcher who they
That got released.
who they DFA'd. and he was a futures game guy, like one of the best catchers, one of the highest ranked prospects. It's like they, the problem is the media covers the Dodgers so much that they hype up their prospects to make them better than they are so they can trade them away for good players so they just come back to LA.
Yeah.
So they just talk about all these Dodgers prospects, which gets them moved up the rankings. And then they just trade away. Oh, the Dodgers traded their first prospect and their third prospect for Trey Turner when they traded for him
Yeah,
or
and it's like
whatever.
those guys are fucking kind of bums.
Yes, exactly. So
It's
I
like the
went down.
Verdugo, like the Mookie Betts for Jeter Downs, Verdugo type of shit. It's like
Yes,
looking back on it, one of the worst trades in MLB history,
the worst.
right? Like, yeah, that makes sense. But let's go on to listener questions here. Are you? Oh yeah. By the way, Jeff Hoffman's children's names are insane. Like, let me pull up Jeff Hoffman's kids' names. Some of the most insane things: Titan, Houston, Jetson, Lennon.
And they're all spelled
Like crazy.
yeah.
Like not how you think they would be spelled. So Kaik Majabe asks, are you a Jetson Hoffman son or Lenny Hoffman daughter? Jetson's a rock star name. I'll say it. I'm
Jetsons
all
is
in on Jetson. That's
yeah.
a sick name. Mr. Baby went with the classic Wilner joke. Why does his team continue to think the Jays can win a game 0-0? I'm done with this bit, by the way. It's
That,
clearly working because it's pissing me off.
yeah,
But I'm
that's
done
when
with
you
it.
know that's when you know he's won.
Yes, he's
He
won.
said he did text us that he doesn't think he can go back. He likes it so much.
It's good. Thoughts on the Zach Pop Arb case and why he didn't break it? I didn't break it because he probably hates my guts. And listen, I mean, he's going to probably be in AAA, right? So,
No, Zach Pop can't be in AAA.
oh well, okay, he's going to be in prison then. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, good for Zach. Congrats on getting the bag. I don't
Yes.
really know what else to say. And the Jays lost Brett the Goose. Sad
That
day.
the goose was cut loose, as Doc said.
Yes. With the signing of Jeff Hoffman, do we sign Santander or extend Vladdy first? That's a good question. What do you think?
Um, no idea. Not a single clue, but there was talks that they were gonna Francis Romero. They said they were gonna meet with Vladdy again this week
Yeah.
to talk about something. So maybe that gets done first. And I think if Vladdy signs an extension, that makes other people want to come here a
Yeah.
little bit.
How
As
could
much
you
as I
not?
think, yeah, that could be stupid sometimes. But if you know Vladdy's here for a long time, you think they have a better chance to win,
Yeah.
go
How could
around
you
them.
not? How could you not want to hit in the lineup with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., man? You know, it's like, again, that solves a lot of pieces of the puzzle if Vladdy stays here, you know?
Yep.
I think Twitter is down, so I can pull up the rest of these questions. Yep, Twitter's down.
Twitter's doing some weird shit for me too.
Yeah, Twitter's down. Twitter is down. I can't even pull this up. Let me try. I'm trying, guys.
I know. I just went to click on our thing and
It
oh, I
says
got
something
him.
went wrong.
I got him. I got him.
Okay, let's hear.
Is there any way the Yankees don't win the AL East?
I mean, the Jays do. I think the Orioles are going to be cat shit this year. I'll say it.
Yeah, the pitching, man. What the fuck?
It's terrible. If you combined the Orioles and the Blue Jays, they'd be a wagon.
Yeah, we could go around the diamond. You'd have Adley catching.
No, I think Kirk's better than Adley.
Yeah, of last season for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, Ryan O'Hearn's playing first base. And Jordan Westberg can play second, and we'll just all Orioles, and then we
Yeah.
can take our pitching staff, combine it. Can we start a GoFundMe to extend Vlad?
It's going to
Don't
need a
think.
lot more than just the Gate 14 Nation to
Yeah.
make that happen.
Any special stream ideas after a Vladdy extension? Will you piss your pants?
No, no.
Wow,
It's
you
lost its touch from me.
okay.
I'm trying to think if Vladdy signs, what should we do? If Vladdy signs, we'll buy a listener a Gate Vladdy jersey.
Yep. I like that. Really good. Do you think Ross dresses up or down when closing a deal?
I think he puts on his birthday suit. You think Ross Atkins post deal is like, honey, meet me upstairs in 20.
Yeah.
Time to fire.
If the Jays trade for a starter, who would it be? Sandy Alcantara.
Oh, I could Wow. Now that would rock, Avery.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Um, who else would I want from the Miami Marlins? YJ's sent this to me. This is not an original thought. If you acquired Jesus Sanchez and Sandy Alcantara, that would be
Would it be
scenes.
a World Series club?
Yep. World Series
Okay.
bound.
That's what you're gonna put the stamp of approval.
Yes. Profar, we get no Profar talk
I
either.
want Profar.
I would almost give Profar like a 2 year, 3 year thing than Santander if you think he's going to be less. Like
Yes.
3 by 60 for Profar.
I'm all in on Profar.
I mean,
I am.
he could be the leadoff guy.
Yeah.
Where is Will Wagner playing?
I think he's a utility guy. He is really good at second base, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah. I remember him making some pretty good plays last year at second.
Okay.
The eye test, obviously.
Yeah, that's the best test,
Yeah.
John. Who are breakout candidates for the Jays this season? Could be major leaguers or prospects.
I think Wagner.
Okay. Brendan Little's mine.
Okay.
Um, favorite King sarcasm mock trade.
Oh my God. The one where the Jays get Matt Olson and Austin Riley.
These were MLB The Show trades. He was trading Bo Bichette, Andres Jimenez, and Chris Bassett for Matt Olson, Austin Riley, and Hurston Waldrop.
That's the worst trade I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
Double
it
A pulled the trigger on that, I genuinely think it'd be January 6th at Truist Park.
should be, yes. Um, when's the next Johnny versus Avery? As that's the greatest series of all time. Thank
You
you.
gotta listen.
It's pickleball is next.
Pickleball would be great.
Never played it, but it's next.
I would be great at pickleball. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward. We could do pickleball.
Okay. I don't know where you can play that, but we
Yeah,
can
you can
do
play
it.
like a pickleball court. We'll do it in the summer.
Dream.
Basketball video is so jokes, man.
The basketball video is very fun.
Like the worst athletic display in the history of podcasting.
Yeah. Two guys
Do not play basketball.
who do not play basketball. What's their dream bachelor party location?
I think it's got to be Vegas or Tulum.
Mexico?
Yeah.
Mine is like Scotland, Ireland, golf.
Yeah, you mentioned that before. I'm not a big golf guy.
Yeah, I don't need to go to the I'd rather play like a lot of golf on my bachelor party
Yeah,
than
that's fair. I'm a Tulum guy. I've been listening to that song. You know that song where it's like "Ah, da, da, dee, da." If Adam Port,
Oh,
say what?
yeah.
It's called Say What. But yeah,
Yes, I do know that Adam Ports.
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know idea where you were going with
yeah.
that one. When do we expect a Vladdy extension? Do we think it will be at the start of spring training? Mr.
Listen,
Mr. Baby and BK did this work. No one signs extensions before January, pretty much.
yeah,
This is kind of the time where extensions get done.
yeah, and I think they have until February to get it done, right? I think if I'm Ross Atkins, you just bolstered the bullpen for 3 years with Jeff Hoffman. Why not fuck around and extend Vladdy and get this fans on your side? It
Yep.
is going to be funny though, hearing the negative fucks on Twitter if the Jays do extend Vladdy. Um, just the spin zones that they're going to have, like in terms of too much money, no man's worth that amount of money, yada yada yada. It will be funny to hear that.
Okay, wanted to go to Florida myself to watch the Jays, but it got expensive with flights and hotels. Do we have any recommendations to make it cheaper or save money?
I mean, our flight's like $200.
Yeah, I know ours was really cheap. We're going to spring training.
Yeah,
End of
we'll do
February.
a graphic announcement.
Yeah,
February 28th to March 7th, we will be at spring training.
that's
Maybe I'll
when
get someone to make a graphic for us.
that's when we will be at spring training. I'm very excited for that.
Yes.
What is the optimal temperature a thermostat should be set at? Depends where you are.
Yeah, like a condo. What is yours at?
69.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect.
Yeah. But then if you go to a hotel, it's 65.
Yes.
Just-
I love the hotel room has to be cold as shit at all times.
Really good.
Yeah.
Who should the Blue Jays target in the 2025 draft?
Oh, brother, you're
There's
asking
a-
the wrong guy.
I know most of the college bats. I don't know anything about the high school guys, pretty much. But if they do like a Cam Canarella thing, I think he'd be a fun player. A little bit of juice.
Yeah.
Okay. Concerned with the logjam at third base with Clement, Martinez, and Wagner. I'm not concerned. Having
I'm
good
not really
players
concerned.
is not a problem to me. I think Ernie gets a lot less at bats this year. Like
Yeah, I think Ernie is still a great bench bat, though.
for sure,
Yeah, I
100%.
think if you have if you have a third baseman and then you have Ernie getting reps every third day, I think that's still a good team.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
How do you lose a woman? Lying,
Lying, not appreciating her,
being shady.
being shady, liking other girls' Instagram pics. There's tons of things
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, you
There
get.
is tons of ways to lose a woman.
Yep. Why does our GM work 1 day per month? It's his quota.
Oh, it's his quota, the 10th.
He's doing he's on EI during the off season, and he has to sneak in 1 day of work
Yeah.
all the time. Not a questions, but you guys should do a game where you sit behind home plate and are constantly on TV. Those seats are expensive as fuck.
Yes.
They
Ex-
are insane. We were
but I would if we again. I'm not going to go Blue Jays dad and family at Target Field mode and start a GoFundMe. But if someone wants to gift us tickets behind home plate,
we will sit
we
there.
will not say no. That's where I'm at with that.
Um, fuck Mary Kill BNS Scott Mitchell Shy Davidi.
Marry BNS because he's a prince. Fuck Shai Davidi, and I'm not going to say the latter part.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
You
keep
know the
going.
last part.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, listen, I'm a Shai Davidi and BNS guy now. Like just so we're clear.
Could Johnny win the Squid Games?
Fuck no. I don't even know how that works. I don't know how Squid Game works. So no.
Why hasn't Avery's girlfriend hooked Johnny up with a future wife? It's a good question.
It is a good question. Maybe we'll send this clip to her. Get once the Invisalign's done, it's wrapped.
It's
It's
over.
wrapped up.
All right, that's all we got. We had Twitter. We got Twitter to work for a little bit.
That's all we got. All right. Well, it would be a shame if Ross Atkins hit his quota again this week for the people. Little Santander signing.
Yeah,
Why not?
Work overtime a
We're
little
a
bit.
month away till pitchers and catchers reporting. Are you shitting me?
That's so
You love
sick.
to fucking see it. You absolutely love to see it. Anyways, man, love you guys. Enjoy playoff football. Enjoy the off season because we're running right into baseball season in a month. 4 more Gate 14 podcasts, and then pitchers and catchers have reported. So let's get right into it here. Love you guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Enjoy your week. We'll talk to you next week, or if a signing happens, Gate 14 forever. Let's have ourselves a week.
Yeah.